Good evening, dear students. How are you? I hope you all are safe and fine at your home. So, this is your physical education teacher, Deepak sir, and I would like to welcome you in our part number 8, Yoga and Lifestyle. So, this is our third chapter, Yoga and Lifestyle, and it's part number 3. 3 is part number 8, and the topic is Yoga for different health related problems. So before I am going to start our chapter, I'll be just recapitulating you that we had started about what is yoga, what are the different definitions of yoga by the different philosophists, educationists and guru, rishis, right? Next, we had also discussed about the 8 limbs of yoga. We discussed about the different importance of yoga. We had 2 practical sessions on that too. Now my next thing that I would like to ask you is about yoga for different health related problems. So, what are the different health related problems? Anything which give uncomfortable to the being of health is disease, is unhealthiness. Got it, dear students? So before going to start, I would like to ask you, what are the different things? What are the different health related problems you have? So let's suppose some of the things like diabetes, asthma, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, sometimes back pain, sometimes some kind of, what we call it, what I should say is, can you know what I'm saying? You can also imagine, it means in the process, you are also thinking when I'm telling you, you are also thinking, okay, what are the health problems you have? So it is something which is the problem to an individual, which affects the health of an individual, right? So it's so simple. What I want to like to tell you is cramp, right? Cramp, strain, stress, tension, anxiety, right? So these are some kind of problem to an individual which lead him or her to the problem to have some kind of illness which lead an individual to have a problem with the body and mind. Because anything which is not in the comfort of a being healthy is known as disease, is known as the health related problem. The health related problem may be headache, right? The health related problem may be back pain or something, combination of this. So here now what you're gonna learn is, let us start with the first kind of problem which is generally faced by the people is obesity. Now what is this obesity? So obesity is the excess amount of fat deposited in our body. So if there is an excess amount of fat deposited in the body of a human, it's called obesity. Now let's come and talk. What are the different causes of obesity? Why this obesity is the major causes and why it's occur a lot? So when I'm talking about obesity, so it's an excess amount of fat, right? So when an individual is consuming a huge amount of calories than required to a body, then definitely this kind of, this fat started depositing in our body. Sometimes carbohydrate also deposited in the form of glycogen. In the same way, when an individual consumes a lot of fat, taking a lot of calories than required to a body, then there will be a problem called obesity. What are the causes? Sedentary lifestyle. The causes being is the person are not doing physical activities. See, what is the importance of this physical activity is, physical activities are very, very important to go. Otherwise, there will be a lot of health related problems. When in the early morning, if you go for the physical exercise, if you perform your particular time for doing some physical activities, then and then there will be a lot of changes you will see in yourself. It may relate to your thought process, it may relate to your body shape, your structure, that is endomorphic, mesomorphic, etc. So this obesity, the major cause is first is to not to doing exercise, right? So if someone is not doing exercise, it's a big problem. That is, this obesity is. So obesity can be cured, it can be prevented by a good diet. and so many things. Obesity is the excess accumulation of fat, got it? And it's result in increasing of body weight. So if your body weight is increased, it is totally called obesity. And as you can see here on the board, what is obesity exactly? So there is a problem when the excess amount of fat get deposited under the skin, especially which area I'm talking about. I'm talking about the area of chest, abdomen, shoulder, especially buttocks and legs, etc. What are the symptoms of obesity? Now is the point, very important point. What are the symptoms of obesity? Obesity leads to many health related problems, like what should I say, it's about loss of physical efficiency, decline physical personality. It means your appearance will not be good, feeling tiredness while performing some physical activity. There will be a lot of cardiac problems. Now let's see what are the causes. The causes is the obesity or the wrong dietary habits, less physical activity, overeating a lot of fried things, drinking alcohols, sedentary lifestyle, hormonal variations like hyperthyroidism, imbalanced physical, mental, emotional problems. So dear students, what I would like to tell you is we need this this yoga and various kind of asanas can help an individual. Well, when you increase the physical functioning, when you increase these asanas and these activities, the functioning of the thyroid gland, the functioning of the pancreas, the functioning of the digestive system, these all things will be going well. And shortly, and definitely I am giving you the assurance that your health will be good. So what one should go for? One should go for the physical exercise on a regular basis, maintain some dietary habits, to avoid alcohols and other drinks, avoid fried foods. If you go for the physical fitness, the exercise or the physical exercise on a regular basis, there will not be any kind of problem you have. It is very important for an individual to perform some physical exercise, to deal with the daily situations, to enhance their potential, to sweat out, to do a workout to lead to sweating. Let's remove the nitrogenous waste, right? So now I'm going to tell you what are the different asanas. If you perform, this obesity can be cured. See, there is a lot of complexity here. See, if a person, there are different kinds of people. Some are obese, some are overweight, and some having about the overweight. Let's say if I'm telling you I am of 72 kg. So according to my BMI, I am 1 kg. I have a 1 kg more weight, right? So I'll have to reduce my 1 kg. What I'm saying? So now what the point here I have, the point is that someone is category of obesity is the age of 70, someone is 110, someone is 150. So will this 150 kg person will be able to do this asanas? No, not at all. So we'll have to start from the beginning. We'll have to deal with the things from the beginning. We'll have to start from the scratch. And so see this asanas, this Surya Namaskars, if you perform it properly, there will be a lot of benefits. There should be specificity according to the body structure, according to the efficiency of an individual, according to the flexibility of the joints of a person, according to the stiffness of the body of an organism or people. So Vajrasana is one of the things that is for obesity. So see, what I would like to say here is, if you do all the exercise, different kind of workout, different kinds of asanas on a regular basis, then there is no need to go to doctor. There is no need for to coming. People are coming generally to me and say, Mr. Professor Deepak, we want to be a slim and trim body. So what should we go for? I told that if you perform this physical activity for the regular period, on the regular basis, there is no need. We will have to make this schedule, our life plan, to perform some physical activities on a regular basis. We'll have to maintain, we'll have to make this sports, this asanas, this different physical exercise the integral part of our life. until and unless we can't progress, we'll have to make this as our integral part. So what we can go for if we have a obesity. So for obesity, we go for Vajrasana, you can go for Trikonasana, you can go for Ardha Nastendra Asana, you can even go for Hal Asana, and you can go for Surya Namaskar too. Halasana, which is also called pillow pose, Ardha Nastendra Asana, Trikonasana is triangular pose, and Vajrasana, which is also called bronze. Right? So this is all about what I would like to say is about obesity. So obesity is the excess amount of fat deposited in our body. I hope you understand the concept of obesity. Got it, students? Now let's move on the next type, and our next thing is high blood pressure. Now it's the point to think, what is this high blood pressure? So we are going to talk about high blood pressure. So I have a question to you. Why this illness comes to us? Because we are not performing some physical exercise for the particular time. So here we need to understand that what is hypertension or high blood pressure. High blood pressure is also called hypertension. Got it, dear students? So now I'm speaking, and I want you students to listen carefully, and then I'll be asking you one question. So the session becomes so interactive. The session, it's live, but it's become so interactive. So you please, understand and listen my voice properly, right? So hypertension, it is also called high blood pressure, right? Okay. So now what's happened with this hypertension, right? So hypertension it happens when the pressure in the blood vessels get high, enough leading to the risk of the body temperature in other organ systems. It is commonly known as high blood pressure. Exactly, we know that high blood pressure, sometimes it's called low blood pressure. So there are a lot of problems with people's having. It is diagnosis of hypertension. Its rate of blood pressure reach above. So if you, what I would say is, if your blood pressure goes above 140 and 90 something, then the hypertension is present. But now the question arises, what are the symptoms of this high blood pressure? So high blood pressure, the symptoms are dizziness, heavy head, headache, sometimes chest palpitation, sometimes nose bleeding, short breathing, irritation, tiredness, face turning red. Sometimes some of the people may having some visual problems, and a lot of disturbed sleeping. That is, in terms what we say it, we called it insomnia, right? Insomnia, right? So that's what are the causes of this high blood pressure. So there are different causes. See students, there are a lot of causes. So what are the causes? Let's see. So first thing is obesity, your weight, your improper, what I can say is your improper weight, that is the obesity, right? High sodium salt usage. So if you are taking NaCl, that is sodium chloride, common salt, right? So that is also a very risky if you're having high blood pressure, if you're the high blood pressure person, right? Next thing is alcohol, lack of physical activity, lack of physical fitness will definitely lose your efficiency too. Smoking, stress, this age and heredity factor also there. Some gastro problems may also lead you to this hypertension, and also it may be sometimes genetic, it sometimes not be genetic, right? So what's the thing that I would like to prefer is that hypertension lead to the serious health problems, right? So one should be very active and alert for all these things. Now what I would like to say is like heart failure, the major problem, heart attack. Other organs are also affected if you're having high blood pressure, if your blood is so viscous, right? So there are a whole lot of problems. If you're having a problem with the heart related thing, that is the high blood pressure, it will affect the other organs, like let's say take an example of kidney, liver, okay, aggressive attitude, paralysis sometime. So kidney, the ultrafiltration take place, so the nitrogenous waste will not be filtered and done properly. So aggression and change in attitude, these all things are also very, very important. So what I would like to say here is yogic activities lead a wonderful, I would say, it leads a wonderful part, it leads a good amount of thing to an individual, that if you having high blood pressure, the first thing is you should have a meal on a particular time. You should go for the physical fitness exercise. Now the point comes that if you are having a high blood pressure and if you go for some physical activities, if it will become extensive, you will die, there will be a heart attack. So here this asana, this pranayams will work. It will strengthen your cardiac muscles. It will strengthen your different organs. So pranayams, these asanas will definitely help. And I'm again telling you some, I saw people performing different physical activities, very fast, frisky, So see this asanas, what are these asanas? Asanas are the slow stretching activities. These are the slow stretching activities. This should be performed slow. Not in so speed, what is the need to hurry? This is what I say, yoga is a union of Atma and Paramatma. Atma ka Paramatma se milan. And you are in hurry. You are in, very fast pace. Need not. See, let the muscles stretch. Let the, function done. That myosin globine, right? That actin myosin functioning of the muscles. If you are a bio student, you must understand what I am saying. Actin, myosin and everything else, that muscles and all, calcium coming and potassium goes and so many things. Let the mechanism happen. Let the muscle have some stretch. Let there is exercise. Let the nitrogen waste remove with the sweat. And let's feel relaxed. So when you perform any asana, right, one should go for a smooth and coordinated movements. One should do with some particular pace, set a pace. Yoga or asanas or something, some pranayams, these things, yoga will have to perform it slowly, gently, smoothly. Your each and every movement should be coordinated, should be well balanced. Right? So if you perform yoga asana, it should be performed very slowly, otherwise the advantages that we want will not be achieved. Got it? So this, if I talk about this high blood pressure, the blood pressure over the vessels, blood vessels. If it goes above 140 or 90, there will be definitely the problem. So in examination, they may ask you which instrument to measure the high blood pressure. To search it, it's your homework. Next thing is which are the asanas which helps to this high blood pressure. So simply I'm standing here and I'm taking my hands up, right? So if I'm taking my hands up and I'm going this time, this is simple, Tadasana. So can you do this? I hope you must have done this, right? So many times you do. So why don't we make these things the integral part of our life? So asanas like Tadasana, Vajrasana, Parvatasana, Avalokandasana, Ardhachakrasana. See, if I tell you to perform Ardhachakrasana, so simply go bad like this. It has become Ardhachakrasana. Why don't you give, take your body for the comfort zone. Everything will be fine. Bhujangasana, Shalvasana, Shavasana. Shavasana is also very nice. Vakarasana you can perform. So for avoiding this blood pressure, to deal with this disease, that is the high blood pressure, it is very important for an individual to do this kind of physical activities, to do this, such good kind of activities that lead you into a good, what I'd say, it's ability of your muscles. So what you want to do in high blood pressure, you will have to start from the scratch, maintain a regular physical activities. You'll have to strengthen your lungs. You'll have to, not lungs, what I say, you'll have to strengthen your heart. So you do yoga for heart. You'll have to make your life more comfortable, and definitely it will lead you into the successful. It will lead you to the happier, healthier, and healthy soul, a healthy heart. So what would you like to become a healthy heart, people? Definitely, and I want you to be a healthy heart person, right? So you will have to do, a great job with your heart. So sometimes see what people do. People want some good house, some of them good amount of bank balance. So why don't you work for your different organs? I want a good heart, I want a good lungs, I want a good physique, I want a good, kind of reproductive system. I would like to have a good digestive system. So you will have to work for your particular organs so that the life can be, efficient and memorable too and healthy itself. Because a man cannot prosper until and unless he or she possesses a good health. Got it, dear students? Now let's come on the next topic, and our next disease is asthma, right? Which is it is asthma. Now what is asthma is? So asthma is the chronic lungs disease, right? So asthma is something, there is a problem related to the lungs. If I say it's chronic, so you must have understood earlier that diseases are of two types, acute and chronic. Acute, it means the disease for the short period of time. Chronic, the disease which is for the long period of time, right? So when I am saying about asthma, so asthma is a chronic lungs disease, right, dear students? Asthma is a chronic lungs disease, and it is something, it happens, it's this kind of illness when your lungs inflame, salon becomes narrow, your alveoli, your alveolus, everything, something destroyed. And it's a problem with the respiratory tract. And you students know, definitely you know that something you know about your lungs, that is your respiratory system. So in this respiratory system, you must have understood, right? So let's use your lungs. There are a lot of bronchi, bronchus, alveoli, alveolus, and there is a diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide will move upside, and O2 will go to mix with the blood, right? So this is very important for an individual to maintain this asthma, right? To maintain right? And maintain the good respiratory system. What I would like to say here is the pranayama is something which you control over the breathing. So why don't you focus to make your lungs strong, to make your respiratory system strong? It is very, very important for an individual to maintain a strong respiratory system. Because see, oxygen is the only gas which helps us to help us to survive. And asthma, there is this respiratory system will only the organ will help you to consume it. So if you are not focusing for that, if you are not working on that, then how will we survive? How will we do? So let's see what asthma is. Now again, I want you to put a high amount of concentration on my voice so that you can understand what exactly this asthma is. So asthma is it's a chronic lungs disease that inflames or surrounds the narrow respiratory tract or your lungs, right? So here you must have would like to understand what is asthma. So you must have seen people sometime with inhaler, right? And why this kind of people take inhaler with them? Because they must have some problem. So you must have seen people with inhaler. So that inhaler helps them to take oxygen properly, right? So the symptoms is including like what I say, cough, shortness of breath, chest tightness, right? Due to the body becomes stiff, the lungs and all, there is a lot of problem. Dust, so it is tightness caused by dust, sometimes due to pollen grains, sometimes due to air pollution, sometimes animal skin, hair, feathers, etc. Effective treatments of allergic asthma, right? What? Allergic asthma include identifying and avoiding allergens, right? So allergy and allergens, two different things, right? Here that triggers the symptom, using drugs, therapies, and so many things. I think this pranayama is the most important thing, right? Developing an emergency action plans for self-track. So we must have to, this is very, very important for all of us to work for the respiratory system. If you really want to boost your respiratory system and would like to avoid such kind of problem. Now what are the such kind of problem? Such kind of health related problems like asthma and all, which not only which take your life away from you. So it's a precious life and we got, so we'll have to work accordingly, right? So asthma, affect peoples of all ages. It is from little to small or someone you can take, but it is most often started during childhood stage. Its prime causes or problem is pollution. Now, what is this pollution? See, there is a lot of carbon dioxide. There is a lot of sulfur oxide, products of sulfur, monoxide, and a lot of things, which is totally bad. So here, what we need to understand, we will have to think that we'll have to go for the plantation, some kind of greenery, and these things are very, very important. So will have to be eco-friendly, so that what we can do will be able to maintain the equilibrium, will be able to make the system more smooth, the system more, fantastic, would I say. Right? So, what exactly will comes on the conclusion is that asthma affect the ages of all the peoples, right? So, if we go for the treatments, there is a lot of yoga therapies are there. Pranayams also play a very, very important role. So, let me tell you some of the things, some of the asanas which helps to, avoid this asthma. So, very important thing is, the different kinds of pranayams. So what are these different kinds of pranayams? In the earlier lecture I have already taught you what are the different kinds of pranayams, like Prastika pranayams, the Surya Vedan pranayam, Ujjayi pranayam, Sitri pranayam, Sitkari pranayam, Anulom Vilom, right? So there are Brahmi pranayam, from Navarishamani, there are two things I taught you, and some different asanas. So one should go for control over breath and day by day enhance the potential of your lungs. Sukhasana will also help you. I told you in my lecture, you can visit your previous lecture. Chakasana, so there are half chak, that is earth chakra, and sometimes full chakra. Gomukasana, I told you how the every goes. Parvatasana, Bhujangasana, Vajratanasana, and Matsyasana, fish pose, right? So there are a whole lot of things, there are a whole lot of asanas which are very, very important to perform if you maintain it on a regular basis. The problem, sometimes you do rub it and put it on your chest. Do rub it, put it on your chest. When you do this thing, this internal heat will come here, then the tightness of the chest will remove. Got it? So we have a solution of each and everything in physical education. But what we need, we must understand. I want the individual to understand important of physical exercise on the regular basis. Even the student is of 6 year or a 60-year man. It is very, very important, significant, and active role, and very vital if you want to survive in this world. Because this world is full of pollution. We'll have to think about pollution. We'll have to use some sustainable things, right? We'll have to go for sustainable things, because this is the only, all kinds of, all the components present on the earth, they give something to the earth. But we, people, we human, Homo sapiens or Homo sapiens, we are the only one who is not giving anything to this earth, only wasting, exploiting. So we must have to think of this one. So who are we? We are Homo sapiens, right? And the upcoming children will be the Homo sapiens, right? So what is this Homo sapiens? Commerce people will definitely be summarized speaking, getting this. So this Homo sapiens or Homo sapiens, we are what? We are something which is called the Homo sapiens, right? Now let us come and learn about the different thing, that is the back pain. Now dear students, you understand what is back pain? From where does it originate exactly? No, let us come, I will tell you what is exactly this back pain. So sometime if you feel pain, right? So I am standing here and say, ouch! I am feeling pain on my back. So what is this back pain? Back pain is something which is, you get some kind of pain in your, backside. So it's simple. It is the pain felt in the back, and usually originate from the muscles, from the nerves, bones, joints, etc. Right? So, and it is, see, when you become obese, there will be deposition of calcium in your nerves. so it will be also affecting. So what we need to call it, that it may originate from the nerve, it may originate from the joint, it may originate from the muscle, especially it may originate from the spine. Now let us tell you what are the symptoms of this back pain. Back pain is very common and it's a huge problem, I think so. So what are the symptoms? Let's see. Back pain is may have sudden or onset, can be chronic pain or can be a constant pain for a longer duration. Symptoms include like dull or severe pain, sometimes bring sensation, burning sensation also on the muscles region. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure about this. Sometimes people feel a burning sensation over their joints. Sometimes there is a severe pain, sometimes there is a low kind of pain, weakness in the body. And back pain can be divided automatically. It may be a nerve pain, it may be a middle pain, it may be a lower back pain, it may be a tailbone pain, right? So now we'll have to see why this kind of problems happen. What are the exact reasons of this kind of problems? The causes of back pains are the wrong postural habits, okay, during sitting, lying, sleeping, wrong habits, wrong sedentary lifestyle, weak muscles, may due to pregnancy sometimes, sedentary lifestyle, spondylitis, trauma, cancer, fracture, and inflammatory disease, due to accident it may happen. So the most important point we need to think is, what is posture? What I would like to say about posture? Posture is the most important thing that we need to focus, because it is the only thing which may lead to something in the back, right? So posture is a perfect body alignment, right? In the earlier lecture I told you how to stand, how to sit, right? So we must understand the proper concept, how you are sitting, how you are standing, how you sleep, what is your body position in a different kind of situation. So if your body alignment is good, then there is no problem. But if your body alignment is not good, then there will be a lot of problems. So back pain is something the pain felt in the back. It is the asana that you can perform is Tadasana, Vajrasana, Slendrasana, Shalvasana, Bhujangasana. Now let's see how to perform this. Whenever you perform this asana, there is some problem. What these problems are? You will have to perform this asana slowly and gently, otherwise instead of some advantages, you might cause by a lot of problems, right? And what are this problem? There will be a lot of postural deformities. What is it? There will be a lot of postural deformities, and which is totally, I hope it's not good for any of you, right? Now let us come, we are going to read or learn about diabetes. It is the most important problem which is spread in the whole world. Diabetes is a very severe problem, right? So I hope you all must be excited to learn about diabetes, what exactly diabetes are, what are the causes of diabetes, how an individual can overcome diabetes. So what should I say? Diabetes is a problem when a pancreas of a human being failed to produce insulin. Now what is this insulin? The insulin is a kind of hormone, right, dear students? So diabetes is a condition when the pancreas in the human body failed to produce insulin. So when your body is failed to produce insulin, there will be a problem called diabetes. Diabetes is such a kind of disorder in which sugar to build, in which this sugar causes sugar to build in bloodstream instead of being used by the blood cells. That is the main problem with the sugar patients. Accidentally, insulin is the hormone that converts sugar into food or into energy. So the sugar which is present in the food, and it will not convert into energy, then how the person will survive? So it will become the major problem there. Okay, so insufficient secretion of insulin in the pancreas result in excess of glucose level. if the level of glucose is high, it eventually affects the important parts. Now let us learn what are the different kinds of symptoms which lead to these problems, that is diabetes. And let's say guys, if you are, the food and everything is on time, if you do physical activity, there will not be any problem. Each and everything will be sorted out. So the symptoms that person suffering from diabetes shows the symptoms of like fatigue. Okay, muscles will not be able to overcome fatigue. Hazy vision, this vision will blur. Sometimes excessive thirst, sometimes weight loss, sometimes weight gain, increased appetite too. So what are the causes? Let's see. The main causes of diabetes is overweight or obesity. One should go for physical fitness and sweating a lot to avoid this. Drinking a lot, cold drinks, soda water. Genetic factor is also, diabetes is totally a genetic factor. So if you know that someone having a this diabetic in your family, so you must started concerning about that. Sedentary lifestyle, gastrointestinal problem, smoking, alcohol, less physical activity, taking a lot of sweets will also lead you into this problem. So this diabetes can be cured if you maintain your food properly, if you maintain your diet properly, and if you break your meal into different shifts. If you, when you make your food, that is your digestive system proper, it will definitely help to preserve the secrete or secretion of energy, right? So we must have to think on this point. Then this this diabetic problem can be solved out. There will not be any problem. So when your insulin, which is a hormone, there will be the problem to secrete this insulin. There will be a problem to make energy. Insulin is a hormone which helps to convert the sugar of the food into this energy. So if you are not possessing that, there will be definitely the problem. Now what are the asanas that you need to go? You go for Halasana, Yoga Mudra, Dhanurasana, Kapalbhati, Noli, and a lot of things. So first thing that you need to understand is you will have to more focus on your digestive system. If your digestive system is good, then there will not be any problem. You will definitely able to solve each and every problem. You go for walking, you will go, reduce your weight, improve the function. So this is what I would just like to tell you here in this session. We will have to think on the different kinds of organ present in our body. Work for your heart, work for your lungs, work for your digestive system, work for your intestine. Why don't you forget this? Your body is a kind of machine. Whatever you put inside, it will reflect. So you must have to think about your body and you will have to do the needful accordingly. So with this session, I would like to thank all of you for watching this session. So this is the detailed 5 marks question of our board exam, right? It's a 5 marks question of our board exam. A very important question which always comes in 5 marks. So you must go through this. It's a very, very important part to go. If you do this thing, then definitely your 5 marks will not be taken by anyone, right? So I hope it's fine to understand, and with this I'll be closing this session. So thank you so much for watching this session. Please go through this. It's a 5 marks question of our board exam. It will definitely help you to get wonderful marks. So take care. Bye bye.